Scorpio Cassidy. I'm sorry if I'm late, but I waited until my men made sure that Luke Spencer hadn't followed you.
Should have saved yourself the trouble. He's on a date tonight.
Are you sure?
I can guarantee it.
Are you still interested in our partnership deal?
I'm here, aren't I?
All right, then let's get down to details.
Good.
Of course, you know that the Ice Princess is my property and that Alex stole it from me. And I want back what is mine.
If we can agree upon a partnership, you'll have my help.
What about Luke Spencer? Has he had any luck finding where the Ice Princess is?
No luck to date, but as I've said, that could be a setup.
To throw us off, like you said. Make us go on searching for something that has never been lost in the first place.
It's a distinct possibility.
Do you think Alex is already manufacturing diamonds?
If she is, and I have no way of knowing, she's found a very effective cover.
Scorpio, I'll give you 25% of all profit if you can find the formula for me, and if you can find out if they're manufacturing.
25%.
Now, don't you think that's fair?
25% of something that was never mine. Not bad at all.
Well, then it's agreed.
Let's get a few things straight, Cassidy. I want a free hand, which means you call off your man, and it also means no more tails on Luke Spencer.
I don't know about that, about giving Luke Spencer free rein.
I can handle Spencer, and if he's handled correctly, he'll tell me what I want to know. And that is that Alex never lost that damn statue at all.
I have to think this over.
You better think pretty quick, sport, otherwise the deal's off.
All right. It's agreed. We are partners to find the Ice Princess.
So you see, it was really good news that I was talking about.
But you did say you were at the breaking point.
About a business deal. That's what I was talking about, Alan. Isn't that right, Edward?
Yes, yes, of course it is.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a very important meeting I have to go to.
Wait a minute, Alex. I'll walk out with you.
I have to get my coat.
I really do need to ask you something.
I'm really in a much too big a rush to stay and talk about money.
It's not about money, Alex. I just said I need to talk to you. I want to know why Monica wanted to talk to you alone upstairs.
Oh, that. Alan, dear, you really must learn to be a little more discreet.
What do you mean? What did she ask you?
She said she ran across you in a hospital lobby using a payphone, which she thought was a bit strange, and that you mentioned my name, and that you said you were deeply involved. She asked me if I was the one you were talking to.
What did you tell her?
Don't worry, dear cousin, I covered for you. I said that you had phoned me to inquire about some financial maneuvering that I was doing, and that you felt that being a family member, you were deeply involved, which you are. So, dear cousin, you owe me one, because we both know that we didn't have a little telephone conversation this morning, now did we?
Getting feelings all over. Who's that newspaper?
Just a minute. Here.
Would you mind opening it up for me?
No, of course not. Let's see. There you go. Can you lift that up?
Fine.
Can you get that over there?
Just...
Yeah. Push this over here.
Oh, organizazione.
That's right.
Thank you.
There you go. What's Hutch?
Gets a prison term.
I don't believe it.
Jefferson Smith Hutchins, who pled guilty to all counts, was sentenced to a prison term of from 25 years to life.
25 years?
Hutchins received his sentence with no show of emotion.
He never could show his emotions.
Testified behind closed doors, against other crime figures.
We knew he was going to do that. I thought that was going to help. This is 25 years.
Says he's eligible for parole in 8 years. Could have been a lot worse if he hadn't turned state's evidence. It would have been life for sure. No possibility of parole. home sweet home. Listen, I want to thank you for bringing me down to the warden yourself. I appreciate it. You didn't have to do that. Could have been one of your men.
Well, I wanted a chance to talk to you. I wanted to make sure that you realize what you face in here.
I know what I face.
You were put in isolation for your own protection.
If they want me, they'll get me. Probably happened in the exercise yard. The warden did say I'd be taking exercise with everybody else, right?
You do realize what you did when you informed on your employers.
Yeah, sure. I faint.
That's right, you faint. And in the eyes of criminals, that's put you on just about every inmate's hit list.
I can take care of myself, all right?
How? You took care of yourself on the outside by being on the end of a gun. In here, you're just a defenseless man.
Who can reach me?
Oh, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Look, Hutch, I'm filling you in on this because I think it's important that you know these things. You could get out of here in 8 years on parole. But you won't live that long unless you listen to me, and you listen to me hard.
I'm listening, Captain.
Some of the people you testified against are in this same prison.
Pretty cozy.
Maybe a little too cozy. And Hutch, don't think they can't get weapons, because even with tight security, it is a possibility. If they can't get a gun, they make a shiv.
You know, I think this first night's gonna be a rough one.
Well, if you spend it awake thinking about what I'm saying to you, it might be just enough to keep you alive. Hutch, don't trust anybody.
That's been my code all along.
Not even trustees. Inmates like to become trustees because they get a soft job. Then you have other inmates who want to become trustees because it gives them a certain amount of freedom, a kind of freedom they can use if the organization wants to get a hit on someone who's in here. And right now, you're #1 on their hit list.
You know something, Ramsey? It's really crazy. You do something wrong and someone gets you. Then you do something right. And again, someone gets you.
Hello, Alex.
Oh, come in, James. Come in.
You said you had good news.
I do have good news.
It better be good, Alex. I can't go on living this way.
I know you can't, but it's just going to have to be for a little while longer, because we don't want the Cassidines to see you now, don't we? Now for the good news. I told Edward about the partnership that you and I have.
You finally did?
Yes?
Or are you lying to me?
Of course I'm not lying to you.
You should have told him at the start, Alex.
Yes, I know I should have told him, James, but I was just a little bit afraid of his reaction. But you know what? I really shouldn't have been, because he was absolutely wonderful.
What did Edward say?
Well, he said that he thought that we could do no less than 50% with the man that created the formula, and that was going to make our family one of the richest in the world. So you see, all your waiting and hiding was absolutely worthwhile. And I think that... Get down! Get down! Someone's coming. Okay, it's Scorpio. Now stay down and let me handle it.
Well, Alex Quarterman. Now, this is what I call a surprise. I thought you liked to ply trade uptown, Alex.
I'm just out getting him some air. And what are you doing out tonight?
Oh, it's not quite so chilly now. Thought I'd check out how the other half lived.
I thought you had a date with Laura.
Win a few, lose a few.
Do you mean she turned you down?
Previous engagement.
With, Luke? Were they out together?
The interest you display in your own employees is really quite touching, sweetheart.
And your passion for Laura is really quite touching also. But I'm afraid all your pumping her for information isn't going to do any good, because she doesn't know anything.
So I've discovered, but I have an enormous amount of fun finding it out. And you're wrong about my feelings for Laura. I was disappointed that she couldn't have dinner with me tonight. But while we're partaking of this frivolous little chat, tell me, who's KW, Alex? I'm still interested in that note that I found in Laura's typewriter. Now, how did it go? Delivered package to KW. Delivered a package.
Well, Laura does have an amusing way of leaving little notes around for herself to remind herself. But if you're so curious, why don't you ask her yourself?
I intend to, but she's a little vague about it. Not very forthcoming with information. Rather like you.
Poor lad, I certainly hope you don't lose any sleep over it tonight.
Don't worry about my sleeping habits, love. Just don't take any bad checks. Bye-bye.
Okay, get up.
Alex, you look scared to death.
Of course I'm scared to death. Don't you realize the danger that you're in?
What did Scorpio want?
I think Scorpio has joined forces with Cassidy, but he's trying to cover it.
And why did you talk to him?
To protect you. He could have followed you, and he also could have followed me.
What did he say to you? I couldn't hear.
He was asking about some initials that he came across at my office the other day while he was snooping. The initials were KW. Just thank God your whole name wasn't spelled out.
Well, it's no wonder you're so frightened.
Now, look, James. You're going to be a dead man if Cassidines find you. And that's why you've got to do what I say. You have got to trust me. Now, you do trust me now, don't you, James?
Well, I have to, Alex. There's no one else to trust. I wish I'd never worked on this Cassidine project. Never invented the formula that made the Ice Princess a reality.